Live from Greenville, South Carolina, welcome to ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball. This afternoon from Timmons Arena on the beautiful campus of Furman University in what may be the toughest ticket ever to get in the history of this arena. Welcome to the Southern Conference matchup between the Furman Paladins and the Wofford Terriers. I'm Dan Scott along with Bryant Lambert. Bryant, both of these teams have had a week between games. That has allowed the hype to build, and even nationally we have seen some of that hype.
Yeah, a lot of the national writers saying, hey, this is a game that has legitimate at-large NCAA tournament implications, and it's true when you look at these two teams, both in the top 45 in the net, which is that new evaluation system, Dan. First game, low scoring, probably lower scoring than people thought, but these are the two of the best, if not the top two defensive teams in the conference.
Furman riding a 6-game winning streak. Wofford has won a program best 14 in a row, and they've already clinched the #1 seed in the tournament and the regular season championship. Time for our players to watch, and they just happen to be the two players who are the lead dogs when it comes to the Southern Conference Player of the Year award, beginning with that dog right there, Fletcher Magee of Wofford.
You see what he's shooting from long range. As a team, Dan, doing this winning streak, the Terriers over 50% from the floor and over 45% from long range, and it all starts with Fletcher Magee. If he hits shots early, he's one of those players that, watch out, can go for 30 or 40 a night.
And for the Paladins, one of the seniors that was honored before we went on the air here, Matt Rafferty, who simply does it all from the #5 spot and does it in the most unassuming fashion.
Well, all the statistical categories where he's near the top, the closest collegiate player to compare him to is Larry Bird, and that's not an exaggeration. You wonder if the emotions are going to be a lot today for Matt, but trusting and knowing him, I think he'll keep it in check. He's going to need to have a big game.
Student section has been in place in full for 45 minutes prior to the game. We've got a big one for you on ESPN.
At Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we listen.
And we've been listening for more than 55 years.
To customers and employees.
In fact, there was an Enterprise employee who came up with the idea of picking you up when you need to rent a car.
It was a great idea.
At your house, at the repair shop, we'll pick you up.
Wherever you need us,
we'll be there. Listening. Let us show you what that means.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Located just 2 miles from Furman University, the Hampton Inn Greenville Travelers Rest is the perfect place to relax. Unwind in a spacious guest room or suite. Enjoy the many free amenities the hotel has to offer. Exercise in the fitness room or enjoy a swim in the seasonal outdoor pool. Don't forget to take advantage of the free breakfast each morning before heading out to start your day. Call 864-834-5550 to book your room today at the Hampton Inn Greenville Travelers.
Don't adjust your sets. The lights are off here while they introduce the Furman starting lineups. We'll give you Wofford first. And, of course, it's headlined by Fletcher Magee and then another senior, their big post guy, Cameron Jackson.
Yeah, Cameron Jackson's going to be a low down low for Rafferty to contain against. But, Dan, this Wofford team isn't undefeated in the conference because they have one weapon. All five can score the basketball.
And for the Paladins, it is senior day, and Bob Ritchie is starting all 4 seniors he had on his roster, including walk-on Brady Shuck. There you see at one of the guard spots. The only non-senior is sophomore point guard Alex Hunter.
Yeah, nice for those guys to get the start, and they got quite the ovation when they were recognized, Dan, the all-time winningest senior class in Furman history. Brady Shuck, a crowd favorite. He got one of the biggest cheers.
Wofford had its senior day 1 week ago, and they celebrated by beating UNCG by 30 points, the second lopsided win of the season over the Spartans. And Paladins would love to see similar results. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these teams have been decided by single digits. The only one that wasn't, last year's Furman 24-point win here late in the season.
That was a game Furman got off to a quick start, rode the crowd momentum all the way through that game. Dan, Wofford knows what's coming here. They're not going to get caught off guard by this crowd, by this environment, because they just, you mentioned it, their last time out, senior day, they did the exact same thing to UNCG. So, look, no surprises between these two teams. And how about this? Late in the conference game, a quad one game, and Bob Ritchie obviously leading the way for the Paladins.
Second-year head coach for Furman, and of course his counterpart on the other side, Mike Young. 17 years now he's been at the helm of the Wofford program, and they are having a historic season in the annals of Wofford basketball history. Furman in the home whites, Wofford in the familiar road black. Our officials for this one today, Sidney Cohen is your referee. Also on the crew, Ryan Christian and James Smith.
You ready, partner? Buckle up.
Let's do it. Week's worth of hype. Probably the only time in the history of Furman basketball they were actually trying to scalp tickets outside. And the opening tip is swatted early.
I'm going to say a violation against the Paladins. Never seen that.
So it'll give Wofford the basketball to start things across the way. And here we go. Storm Murphy, who hit the shot that essentially beat Furman with less than 20 seconds to go in the first matchup between these teams. Shooting off balance in the lane, does not get the roll. Cam Jackson, though, with the follow and the putback.
Yeah, that was a game Furman had a lead under a minute. I think Wofford ended the game on a 7-0 run for that final differential.
Of course, this starting all the seniors for Furman will probably last until the first whistle. And in fact, here come Jordan Lyons and Clay Mouse to check in now as Matt Rafferty backs in and scores with the left hand.
Then you saw Wofford electing not to double team, go one-on-one, and there's the foul by Brady Shuck. Might have been pre-planned there to get the subs in, and a nice ovation for the seniors. But Dan, it's always going to be interesting. We talk about it every game, the matchup against Rafferty, because the double team, he's such a good passer. He can dish it out to open three-point shooters. A game in Spartanburg where the Paladins didn't shoot the ball well in that ball game, but we're obviously had the lead late. And Coach Ritchie talked to you earlier this week. It's because both these teams are so good defensively.
And it's been defense that has really sparked Furman on this stretch of late. Murphy misses, Hunter the rebound. Furman looking to run as Lyons baseline, and his pass deflected out of bounds by Fletcher McGee.
Well, you saw how quickly Wofford got on Lyons, knowing he likes to pull up and shoot that three, and then the pass to the corner knocked out of bounds. McGee standing right there close to Andrew Brown. Dan, these teams know each other so well. Likes tendency surprises. We'll see who can adjust.
Andrew Brown, now Jordan Lyons at the top. Lyons gets it back from Rafferty. Lost it, got it back. 8 on the shot clock. Nice up and under move by Clay Mounts, and he missed the layup. Boy, wide open and couldn't finish.
Yeah, you heard the crowd kind of expect that to go in. Great move by Mounts, did everything but finish, and we remained nodded it too.
Here is Fletcher McGee. He will do a lot of that. Does not need much room, sometimes needs no room.
Yeah, over 41% we talked about from long range coming into this game. And again, one of those players, if he sees a couple go through the net early, he can light up the scoreboard. Averages over 20 a game for the Terriers.
Double team forced Brown to give it up. And now Mounts driving again. This time, Clay Mounts able to finish on the reverse.
He was able to use his athleticism, use the rim to kind of shield the defender, and back to a 1-point game at 5-4. Mounts, one of those players, Danny talked about it. When he plays well, the Paladins tend to find themselves victorious.
Murphy left wide open for 3. Got it. Wofford off to a good start shooting the basketball.
And Storm Murphy right at 50% from long range. So, Dan, so much attention on Fletcher McGee, you can't forget about Murphy.
Rafferty with the spin. Jackson a good job of recovering. Shot clock at 10. Lyons found a crease, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, 7 on the shot clock. Nice job attacking there by Lyons, and take another look, kind of hesitated. Cam Jackson had to come up to make sure Lyons didn't get the open 3-point look, but that was able to get a step on McGee and who'll go to the line to shoot 2. We're on the year. Jordan Lyons from the free throw stripe, just above 71%.
First foul on Fletcher McGee. First team foul on the Terriers. And Lyons connects on the first one. Wofford has already clinched the regular season title and the #1 seed in the upcoming Southern Conference tournament. So worst case scenario for the Terriers, they are already in the NIT.
Right.
They have much loftier goals than that, as do the Paladins.
Yeah, obviously by winning the regular season and getting the 1 seed if you fall down. But look, even if Wofford doesn't win the conference tournament, and we'll get into this later in the broadcast, legitimate at-large contender, as is the Paladins.
8-6. Terriers with an early 2-point lead. Coming on the 3 minutes gone by. Here's McGee launching again, that time in and out Jackson, and had it knocked out of bounds by Andrew Brown. Otherwise, that would have been an easy putback.
Yeah, so a couple offensive rounds already for the Terriers. As you take a look, Andrew Brown there to come swat it off his thigh. But you talked about, again, it doesn't take a lot of space for Fletcher McGee to get shots off. A nice roll to the basket.
And he has stripped from behind by Lyons. Furman a chance to tie or maybe take the lead. Get it down low to Rafferty. He's got Aluma on him. Backing into the paint. Spans with the left, could not finish.
And Aluma, who's been banged up, having him back in. 5 more fouls for the Terriers.
Jackson flashes hard to the basket and lays it in. 4-point Wofford lead. Here's Mounts in transition with the left hand.
Well, you heard the Furman coaching staff yelling attack. Nice job, secondary break. Mounts goes all the way to cut the Wofford lead to 2 at 10-8.
Might want to buckle up, folks. First matchup was a low-scoring game. This one may not be. Here's a backdoor cut and Aluma with the finish.
A lot of attention being paid toward the top of the key. If those 3-point shooters, Aluma got the easy 2. Points in the paint already adding up for both teams with 6.
12-8. First media timeout coming at the next dead ball. Rafferty, opposite side of the floor to Mounts. Mounts in the lane. Backdoor cut by Lyons in the layup.
It looked like Mounts had picked up his dribble with nowhere to go. And a nice cut to the basket by Lyons. He now has 4, and it's a 12-10 game. Wofford, Dan, making 4 of their last 5.
Murphy dribbling left wing. Now he'll reverse back to the top. McGee, the fall away. Yes.
McGee now with 5, 1 of them coming from long range there. Nice job getting into the paint to knock down the mid-range jumper. Dan, already a little more of an offensive performance than we saw first time out.
14-10 Terriers. Brown. And he's fouled by Jackson. That'll get us to that first media timeout. Fun start to this one. Watch this backdoor pass and the flush. Terriers by 4.
Make room for a little fun during your next visit to Furman University. Whether visiting for family weekend, homecoming, or graduation, Furman friends, family, and alumni receive 15% off at the Courtyard Greenville downtown. Enjoy Courtyard's newly renovated hotel, which features $2.5 million in enhancements with a new bar and bistro, 10-foot media wall, airport shuttle, and refreshed rooms. Only steps from over 100 shops and restaurants and minutes to Furman University. Book now for more fun.
Roots and wings.
Think it's this way.
The 2 greatest gifts any parent can give their kid.
Oh, this is nice.
Of course, then there are groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions.
You know how to use this, right?
Yes, ma'am. And futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingalls, we know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most.
Like 'em dead.
Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
At Enterprise Rent-A-Car, we listen.
And we've been listening for more than 55 years.
To customers and employees.
In fact, there was an Enterprise employee who came up with the idea of picking you up when you need to rent a car.
It was a great idea.
At your house, at the repair shop, we'll pick you up.
Wherever you need us.
We'll be there. Listening. Let us show you what that means.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
So look at the series history. Furman with a big lead, but they've split the series each of the last 3 seasons. And of course, we referenced the January 19th game.
Yeah, all 3 wins coming here inside Timmons Arena. Mike Young, although Furman owns the overall record there by that lopsided margin, Young 21-13 against the Paladins. So he has had some success against the rival down I-85. And the game already is kind of living up to the hype. Both teams are now going to settle in. You'll see how they start adjusting, but already sharp basketball here in the early going.
Noah Gurley in for the Paladins. Matt Pegram in for Wofford. 6 seconds to shoot. Lions, he'll drive into the teeth. Got it back and laid it in.
Yeah, fought through contact, got his own loose ball, laid it in. The Paladins have yet to attempt a 3 yet. Both teams shooting the basketball very well.
Furman now 5 of 7, Wofford 6 of 9. They had John McGee, picked up his dribble. Aluma came to bail him out. 8 on the shot clock. Murphy out near midcourt. Long shot. That was not Murphy. That was Ryan Larson. And on the rebound attempt, Pegram called for a foul against Matt Rafferty.
Yeah, there you see the replay, box out of the push. And then so many of these Terrier guards all play similar styles of basketball. They all can pull up and shoot. They seem like they just have so many they can rotate in and out. That was a big box out by Rafferty. Terriers already with 4 offensive rebounds and a nice box out, as the Paladins only with 1 team foul here in the early going. The Terriers with 3, one of those being on Jackson and McGee.
Chavez Goodwin, Trey Hollowell, Donovan Themelove all in for the Terriers. McGee and Hoover getting their first rest.
See how tight the defense is on Jordan Lyons every time he touches the ball.
Rafferty squares up on Pegram. Double team came, he found Gurley, and now Lyons with 8. He'll shoot the 3, left of the key, yes!
Well, both defenders trailed off Lyons, and there was the little bit of space, and that's all he needed. Lyons with 9 points, and the Paladins have their first lead at 15-14.
Pegram needs some help. This is Hollowell. And now back to Larson with 10 to shoot. Themelove. Now Goodwin, he kicks it to the opposite side of the floor. That 3 by Hollowell, no good. Furman looking to run. Terriers a good job at getting back in transition defense. Rafferty and now Mounts. Feeds it right back to Rafferty and lays it in.
The passing, the cuts to the basket. Furman has 7 made buckets. That's their 3rd assist, and the lead's at 3. A 7-0 Furman run over the last 2 minutes.
12:40 on a running clock. Hollowell. Themelove, he'll try the 3. No, Mounts with the rebound.
Furman's hit their last 5 shots from the field.
Gurley, the floater, couldn't get the roll. Goodwin clears the board. Here come the Terriers in transition.
Rebounds 5-4 in the early going in favor of the Terriers, Dan, but you mentioned it, both teams doing a nice job getting out in transition.
Goodwin in traffic, couldn't finish, got his own rebound, and the putback is good.
4 Terrier second chance points. That's their 3rd offensive, make it 4th offensive rebound. Next whistle will take us to the under 12 timeout.
Paladins by 1. Rafferty. Looked like he got knocked off balance a little bit. It didn't matter.
Still no double team. Wofford kind of faked it coming when Mounts put it on the hardwood. Rafferty rather, he has 6 points and he's 3 of 4 from the field.
Hollowell, Larson, his pass deflected. Goodwin able to pluck it out of the air. Jump hook over Rafferty is short. And Goodwin over the back on the rebound attempt. His first, team number 4, media timeout. At the 11-12 mark, Jordan Lyons, he's spilling it early. Furman by 3 at 19-16. You see the race at the top of the conference standings. Right now, the question is who's going to finish second, third, and fourth in this league, because Wofford's already clinched the #1 seed going into the tournament, but all bunched together. Only team in the country with 4 teams with 22 or more wins.
That all adds to this 2-bid SoCon that's been trending. So you have 2 through 4 all notched up, and then you have about 7 through 10. So a lot still to be decided here in the last week of the regular season.
Freshman Mike Bothwell running the point. Gets a crease. He couldn't finish, but another freshman, Jalen Slauson, can.
Exploded from outside the paint to have that slam put back, and Furman has their largest lead at 5.
21-16. Gurley went for the steal and missed, and Jackson's going to make you pay every time.
Cam Jackson's now with 6 points and a big-time spin move to calm down this crowd a bit after that slam. And Jalen Slauson's earned this additional playing time. Coach Ritchie saying all coming in practice.
Ball deflected, loose on the floor. Big tie-up, and that will give it to Furman on the alternate possession. Here's another look at Jalen Slauson cleaning up the Bothwell miss.
Well, you saw he came all the way, not just from outside the paint, from outside the three-point arc to crash the boards. I think they're going to say the shot clock did reset as they ruled it Terrier possession, so it'll be a fresh 30-second shot clock after that jump ball.
So the first 10 minutes of this one have been as good as advertised. Brown curling, but they jumped out on him, and then Aluma picked his pocket. And Brown going to be charged with a foul.
So right now with Bothwell, Clark, Slauson, along with obviously Noah Gurley. It's senior day, but look at the youth that's on the court right now, Dan, for the Paladins. Everybody except Andrew Brown.
That's kind of the thing that people overlook with Bob Ritchie's club. 6 of his top 9 in the rotation are underclassmen. Here's McGee from way downtown. I don't know if it drew iron or not, but Aluma there to clean it up. And the foul.
Another offensive board there, the Terriers' 5th. You see Slauson knocked from behind. The Terriers' chance to tie things up from the line as Rafferty and Lyons along with Alex Hunter check back in for the Paladins.
First foul on Slauson, 3rd team foul. And Aluma unable to tie it up. Lyons got free. Too strong, and Jackson with the rebound. Wofford can reclaim the lead. Lob to Aluma ahead of the field. He has to kick it back outside, and now Hollowell for three out of the corner. Offside rebound. Alex Hunter pushing it in transition. Wide open, Hunter, top of the key, in and out, no good.
Furman now just 1 of 3 from long range there. Nice job attacking the basket to force an open look. Furman couldn't knock it down, but they look at both these teams in the defensive intensity.
McGee with the drive and the bank shot. And he gets all the attention for his ability to shoot the ball from every conceivable angle from the perimeter. Probably doesn't get enough credit for being able to do just that.
Yeah, and that's why you can't just get all the way in his face beyond range, because he can blow by you and get to the glass, similar to what we've seen Jordan Lyons do. So, look, there's a reason why they're NBA scouts here looking at Fletcher McGee.
Wofford up 22-21, 7 on the shot clock. Slauson out to Rafferty. He'll have to shoot the three. Too strong. McGee up high for the rebound.
Rafferty's knocked down some of those this year. He's hit 7 from long range in 20 attempts.
That lob pass a little too long for Cam Jackson. Goes back over to Furman.
It's just the second turnover for Wofford. The Paladins just 1 turnover here in the early going. And Dan, we talked about kind of the regional excitement, but national beat writers and bracketologists have both these teams right now in the field, I believe. In at least 3 of the national projections, Furman and Wofford both in the NCAA tournament at the moment.
Well, we're going to take a closer look at that a little bit later on in the broadcast. Here's Brown backing Hoover down, lost it, got it back, out to Rafferty. And Brown comes back and gets it. He'll launch the three. No. Rafferty fighting for the rebound and ends up knocking it away. That gets us to the under 8 media timeout. Scoring is slowed a little bit here now. Wofford on top, 22-21. Back to Timmons in just a moment.
Make room for a little fun during your next visit to Furman University. Whether visiting for family weekend, homecoming, or graduation, Furman friends, family, and alumni receive 15% off at the Courtyard Greenville downtown. Enjoy Courtyard's newly renovated hotel, which features $2.5 million in enhancements with a new bar and bistro, 10-foot media wall, airport shuttle, and refreshed rooms. Only steps from over 100 shops and restaurants and minutes to Furman University. Book now for more fun.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now is the best time to buy.
You ready for this, Junior?
Yeah, I think I can handle it.
No pressure. That's just my favorite boat.
Boom. Make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. And get our best deal of the summer. 0% financing for 60 months on F-150. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0 for 60 plus $2,800 cash back on select F-150s at your Carolina Ford dealer.
When my hair is too long, I don't feel right. But when I get a cut, I'm me again, only better. My tattoo gets feistier. My crazy eye snaps to attention. I become my own Wi-Fi hotspot.
I just downloaded the entire internet.
And trust falls? They don't even scare me anymore.
That pomade really broke my fall.
Get in, get out, back to greatness. Download the online check-in app. Great clips. It's gonna...
In a game like this, everything is analyzed and overanalyzed. Did Matt Pigram foul Andrew Brown? Crowd thought so, but the 3 opinions that matter out there, they had another idea.
Both teams shooting a little bit under the percentage from long range. Furman just 1 of 5, the Terriers 2 of 9, and we talked about the challenges defensively. A lot of these teams hedging, going above ball screens there. It's Pegram coming out to challenge Andrew Brown, and the shooting is because you're going up against defenses that don't give a lot of open shots, and they challenge everything, especially if it's not your defender and you're coming over to help.
Terriers with the ball, up 1. Murphy. Hollowell, or Theme Love back in the game, back to Murphy and Pegram. He'll shoot the 3. Too strong, but another offensive rebound. Nathan Hoover pulls down this one. He'll light it up. No. and Clay Mounts finally runs down the loose ball. Nathan Hoover comes into this game needing 13 points to reach the 1,000-point mark in his career. Gurley to try to get the lead back, left it short. Furman now 1 of 6 from downtown.
Yeah, total rebounds now 13-9 in favor of the Terriers, and Furman having to send 5 to the boards.
Team Love left wide open out of the corner, and he didn't miss that one.
We talked about the Terriers in this winning streak as a team above 45% from long range. You see why, and a 9-0 Terrier run to take the lead back by 4 after Furman had a 7-0 run of their own.
Hunter, wide open shot, no good by Gurley, and Mounts able to sneak in and at least short circuit the break by knocking it out of bounds.
Yeah, Furman getting open looks there. Noah Gurley, nice pass over to a wide open look, couldn't knock it down. Furman now just 1 of their last 8 from the field. And then after the frantic offensive start we had both ways, it slowed down a bit about in the last 5 minutes.
Wofford trying to do something that hasn't been done since Davidson in the 2007-2008 season, and that is go through Southern Conference play undefeated. Davidson actually went 20-0 that season. It's an 18-game conference schedule now. And interestingly enough, both of these teams, after they leave here today, close the game on a road swing to Sanford and Chattanooga.
Yeah, the vice versa, the travel partner, so to speak, where they usually play the same 2 teams in the weekend, just opposite Thursday, Saturday. And, of course, we know what happened back in that magical season for the Wildcats. And if you're able to go through a league like this undefeated, good things are in store in the tournament.
Hoover feeding down low, good defense by Rafferty. And that time it was Gurley who came and cleared it, and it'll be Furman ball.
Yeah, team effort down low. The Terriers thought they had an easy basket. Take another look at it. Rafferty there. Then Goodwin went back up. It was Noah Gurley getting a hand on it, and they'll be out of bounds. They said Furman basketball. I'm not so sure that might not have gone off the elbow of Noah Gurley. Nonetheless, the Paladins will take it down 4.
Goodwin did touch it. Who touched it last? It was really a bang-bang decision. 25-21 Paladins, and Rafferty slipped, called for a travel. He tried to keep the play alive by putting a late dribble down, but did not get the call.
Yeah, Sweat there on the court almost like slipped out from under him. The Paladins taking care of the basketball, however, only 2 turnovers each way here in the early going.
Jackson at the top, Larson. Aluma has to dribble out of the lane. And now McGee, 8 to shoot. Larson, open 3 from the top. And a rebound, Andrew Brown. Furman again, looking to push. Paladins have hit a skid here as Rafferty tries to back in on Jackson.
Yeah, 5.5 minutes without a point here for the Paladins. Nice pass.
Backdoor cut. Rafferty found Alex Hunter. And that takes care of the scoreless skid. 25-23. Terriers by 2. Jackson, reverse spin, fall away, yes.
Tough shot. That's a shot like Matt Rafferty hit against Villanova late in overtime to put that game away. Jackson here in the early going now with 8 points. He's the leading scorer for the Terriers.
Rafferty, another backdoor pass to Hunter, and a blocking foul underneath. Brian Larson picked up his first, team 5th.
Yeah, a little bit of a late whistle there, and take another look at it. Another nice cut by Alex Hunter. And then no matter what, you're inside that restricted arc, which was a pivotal moment in the Tennessee LSU game earlier today.
Yep.
Now a couple wholesale changes both ways. It's one of those games, Dan, only 27-23. The high-level defense, folks are running off screens, having to chase players down, and I think that's why you're seeing the rotations stay fit so folks can stay energized here for the second half.
And after the quick offensive start, the defenses have really settled in for both teams. Brown, runner in the lane. Just a little strong. Pegram the rebound.
Brown still looking for his first bucket, only 2 shots from the field, and Trey Clark in, and he has the assignment of Storm Murphy.
Paladins just 1 of their last 8 from the floor. Trail it by 4. 4:15 on the clock. That runs here in the first half. Murphy, Pegram, and the lay-in.
Yeah, nice seal off down low by Pegram. That's his first bucket. The Terriers up 6 at 29-23, and that matches their largest lead.
Rafferty. Pegram, good defense underneath. Terriers can further extend the lead.
Here Coach Mike Young yelling for his team to quickly get up the court and move the basketball, and what a shot there by McGee.
Elbow extended, and Bob Ritchie's going to call a timeout. 9 points for Fletcher McGee, and Wofford leads it by 8. 31-23 here at Timmons. As we come back to Timmons Arena, you see there Wofford riding a 14-game winning streak, which is a school record. The last time they lost a game, that was another year, 2018, December 19th, when they lost a 11-point decision at Mississippi State.
Yeah, and the 4 losses for the Terriers: North Carolina, Oklahoma, Kansas, and as you mentioned, Mississippi State. They had a game at Stanford get canceled when all that smoke was going on there with the wildfires. So, look, that's right in the at-large talk, because the losses all coming against major Power 5 teams.
Paladins down 8, backdoor lob! Mounts couldn't finish it, but he was fouled. Pegram with his second, and Clay Mounts to the line for 2.
Yeah, nice play call coming out of the timeout by head coach Bob Ritchie, trying to get things going offensively, and he take another look. Brown right there, lobs, and you see Pegram coming over to hammer Clay Mounts. Mounts on the season from the line, a 72.5% free throw shooter, and a pretty good sample size. And that's just almost trying to get the momentum offensively going to see something go through the bucket, as Furman just one of their last 9 from the field.
Cam Jackson in for Wofford, Noah Gurley for the Paladins, and Mounts got them both. Furman 4 out of 4 from the line. Terriers have missed their only free throw. 31-25, Wofford by 6.
No player in double digits yet. Fletcher McGee leading the way with 9, 8 for Jackson.
Misfires on that one. Rafferty the rebound on the run. Brown with the hesitation. And now Gurley to the basket, stripped on the way up. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, Dan, you're seeing Furman get back to what they were doing early, and that's attack the basket down low, and they'll go to the free throw line, back-to-back possessions. Fletcher McGee wanted a foul on that last three-point attempt, as here you see Gurley attacking, the foul going against McGee, and that's going to be his second personal.
Team 7th. And Gurley with Furman's first miss. Jordan Lyons back in. Andrew Brown will get a rest. And Gurley gets 1 out of 2. Furman has cut the lead to 5 at 31-26.
Both teams still shooting in the mid 40% range, and McGee staying in with those 2 fouls.
Did not get the shooter's roll there. And the Paladins to get a little closer. Lyons, quick shot, no results. Aluma the board.
Yeah, he's known to be able to pull up from long range and knock that shot down. He's done it many times and did it in an NCAA record-tying amount earlier this year against North Greenville.
15 of them in the game. He scored 54 points. Shot will not count. Foul on the floor on Noah Gurley.
Yeah, take another look. Rafferty had it poked away. Gurley coming over to help and be the first personal on Gurley. Dan, as you mentioned, just the 4th Furman team foul, so done a good job defending without fouling against this motion offense of the Terriers.
Murphy trying to get it in. McGee wide open. Got it.
Yeah, spun around to the corner. He's not going to miss shots like that. He has 12 points, and the Terrier lead is back at 8, 34-26.
Two minutes to go. Opening half. Aluma with a deflection.
And both teams, we talked about shooting well percentage-wise. The Terriers with 9 more shot attempts than the Paladins, 6 offensive rebounds to 1, and that's contributed to this 8-point lead.
Lions curling, 10 to shoot. Hunter. Mount spins off the glass, left it just short. Jackson the rebound, and Wofford a chance to push the lead to double digits. Jackson working against Rafferty. Murphy floats to the corner. His 3 a little strong. Aluma another offensive board. Finds Hoover. Open 3. Got it.
Offensive rebounds coming a big factor in this ball game. Mike Young taking a timeout as the leads push for the first time to double digits, Dan, with 1:21 remaining. And when you have so many players that can shoot the 3, offensive rebounds become dangerous with so many people outside the arc crashing back toward the bucket.
And Wofford now has connected on 5 from downtown. Furman has still hit just the 1 by Jordan Lyons early in this half, and the Terriers have run it out to a 37-26 lead.
Yeah, there you see rebounds 20-13 in favor of Wofford. Last time on the offensive end, Clay Mounts a higher degree of difficulty shot, but was able to get to the rim again. He's shown a couple times without finishing. He's able to get there, and if those start going down, that could lead to some open shots beyond the arc as the Terriers have attempted 10 more threes. It's big, Dan, for Furman to get this lead back down to single digits, see if he can't get to 5 or 6 at the half and re-energize this sellout crowd.
Right now, Wofford has done a good job of taking this big crowd out of the game. Students across the way coming to their feet, trying to create some kind of energy in this building right now. Lob it down low to Rafferty, working against Aluma. Aluma with the block. Lions.
Didn't hit the rim, so only 10 on the shot clock.
Get it back to Rafferty again with 7. Squares up. Aluma that time got a little too much into Rafferty, and Paladin senior able to draw the foul. He'll head to the line for a pair.
Yeah, nice patience there by Rafferty as you take another look at it. Thought he was going to pull up for that mid-range jumper and went right into Aluma to draw the foul.
And Rafferty misses the first free throw.
Yeah, Mike Young wanted to walk. Was talking to the officials for Rafferty before that foul. And it's worth noting, McGee standing there with those 2 fouls. If Furman gets the basketball back, which they will, maybe go after McGee, see if he can't pick up the 3rd foul against the senior.
Rafferty missed them both. Got his own rebound. But a foul on Jalen Slauson before Rafferty got there. Second on Slauson and team number 5.
Yeah, they're showing the replay on the big board here in the arena. They called it for a hook. And Coach Bob Ritchie not a fan of the call, and I think there's going to be now a conversation. Then take another look. They called a hook on Slauson. It wasn't that Rafferty came over, and tough to tell from that angle, but now the 3 officials, I'm not sure what they're going to have a conversation about.
They're going to go to the monitor to check something.
I'm not sure what they're taking a look at. I mean, you can't overturn a foul call. If anything, they're seeing if something elbow to the face or something along those lines.
Well, here's another look as we go split screen.
If anything, they may be looking to see
if, well, they may be looking to see if Slauson.
There you see the replay. I don't know what they're looking for in the monitor. Maybe to see if Slauson's right hand hit. Be a foul. I don't know what they go to the monitor. I don't think we're going to need an
what they're looking at on the
it,
monitor was you see as the replay continued, Slauson's right arm came down toward the head, and they were just checking to make sure that it was a common foul and not a flagrant foul.
And that's exactly what they ruled. So it'll be Terrier basketball. Rafferty unusual, misses both from the line, and Terriers in a 6-0 run over the last 90 seconds to have this lead pushed to 11. Furman needs a stop and a score here to close the half.
Jackson to McGee, and mounts the rebound.
About 11-second differential shot in game clock if Furman wants to go quick.
And Cam Jackson called for a foul, his second. And Rafferty will go back to the line to shoot 1-and-1.
Yeah, take another look. Furman trying to go quick after the rebound. Nice position by Rafferty. And now you have Jackson and McGee both with 2 fouls.
So Rafferty, who missed 2 just a moment ago, shooting 1 and the bonus here, and able to get the first one.
Senior out of Hinsdale, Illinois. We talk about the hype this game's got nationally. Rafferty getting national attention, what he's done just across the board statistically. Senior out of Hinsdale, Illinois.
8 points now for Rafferty. Wofford's lead cut to 9. 5-second differential, game clock to shot clock. Bob Ritchie telling Jordan Lyons to pressure Nathan Hoover. Murphy comes, he'll stand out at the Diamond F, direct traffic. Gets it in the hands of McGee, he's checked by Hunter.
This is where McGee likes to pull up right in the defense's face.
6 to shoot. McGee hands it to Jackson. 2 to shoot, he'll have to step back and shoot the 3, and he got it.
I'm gonna say foot might have been on the line.
Did they give him 2?
Called it a 2, but tough
Lyons
shot.
At the buzzer, grazed the rim, and we have reached the end of half number 1. Wofford has come into Timmons Arena and has taken life out of this building in the first half. It is 39-28 Terriers. Stay tuned. Halftime is coming up next. Halftime at Timmons Arena. Wofford trying to finish the regular season unbeaten in conference play, leading Furman by 11, 39-28. Coming up, you get to find out exactly what is the Furman advantage. We'll also have a look at the stats and the first half highlights. All that ahead on our halftime report. Wofford by 11, 39-28. And back to Timmons here in just a moment.
Welcome to Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Sarah, and I'm going to take you around to a few spots on campus today to show you what life is like as a Paladin. The JVD Library. We have study rooms for any time, access to all kinds of research, and student tutors for any subject. The library is always busy with students, be it studying in a quiet spot or hanging out on the porch with friends. This is the Trone Student Center, where you can study, watch the game, or just hang out. It also houses our student organizations on campus, like the Furman University Student Activities Board, Student Government Association, and the Heller Service Corps. Downstairs, we have the Paladin Food Court and Tupelo Honey Cafe serving Southern brunch all day long. This is the dining hall, or the DH. We have a wide variety of options like a Mongolian grill, locally sourced vegetables, and even a waffle bar. You'll see students in here hanging out, studying, and eating lots of cookies. Town Science Center is one of the main academic buildings on campus and is equipped with state-of-the-art lab technology. Furman's small class size allows students to engage with each other and with their professors for classroom discussion. We're here at the Shy Center for Sustainability, a new building on campus dedicated to educating students about sustainable living. And now, the PAC, the on-campus gym, with cardio machines, weightlifting, a basketball court, and exercise classes offered weekly. There's something here for everybody. Furman is known for our beautiful lake and bell tower. Around the lake is the perfect place to read a book, go for a run, or hammock. On the other side, you can access the Swamp Rabbit Trail, where you can bike, blade, or walk to downtown Greenville or downtown Travelers Rest. Furman fields 20 Division I athletic teams, including basketball, football, soccer, and even club rugby. If you love sports, we've got games on campus all year long. Whatever it is you like to do, you can find it here at Furman. Come check it out for yourself. Go Dins!
Long droughts, and you mentioned it, Dan. Both teams started well offensively, then the missed shot started coming for the Paladins, and the Terriers sent 5 players basically swashbuckling toward the basket with no regard for anything else but rebounding the basketball. Dan, that was a 39-28 differential, and things that it wasn't a big run. It was a slow, methodical offensive buildup after the Paladins just kind of couldn't get things going to stop that slow run.
Quick look at the statistical comparison. Terriers shooting it better overall and from the three-point line. Neither team really lighting it up from downtown. Rebounding has been a big part of this game. Second chance points for Wofford. Turnovers, both teams taking great care of the basketball. So that's the first half. We've got 20 minutes of basketball remaining, and we'll get to it after this on the Furman IMG Sports Network. "20 minutes of regulation basketball remaining here, and Wofford trying to complete an undefeated regular season in SoCon play. Coming into today, each of these teams 3 games remaining in the regular season. And the Terriers up by 11 at the half. What do you see here in the second half, Ryan?
I think Furman needs to get off to a quick start, especially offensively. See some shots fall, get a little bit of confidence going, and then, look, get this thing to, a 7-8 point game, and the crowd will be right back in. I think this crowd's sitting here waiting to urge on, and the Terriers did a nice job defensively. It was that missed alley-oop that Furman was fouled on that kind of was another jolt, but since then, that shot by Cam Jackson at the end of the half has it a double-digit lead here to start the second with Terrier basketball.
Wofford, its same starting 5. Furman, its normal starting 5. I say normal because they started the 4 seniors on senior day here. Nathan Hoover, his second basket, both from downtown, and that extends Wofford's lead to 14 on the first possession of the second half.
Yeah, it came curling off a screen. That's the 6th three-pointer for the Terriers. Furman just with 1.
So the uphill battle gets a little more steep. Rafferty spins to the basket, scores.
Yeah, fought through a little bit of contact, too. I thought they might have gotten Jackson for the 3rd foul. Nonetheless, nice calm move by Rafferty to get Furman's first points of the half and cut the deficit to 12.
Rafferty, the first Paladin in double figures with 10. Keve Aluma at the top, and Rafferty with the steal. Rafferty will take it the distance. Aluma with the block. Good defense by Kevy Aluma. Now the long pass the other way. Jackson throws it away.
Yeah, that steal by Rafferty, we talked about all-time single-season record holder. He just poked his hand in the passing lane, and Aluma didn't give up on it, went all the way down to block it. But you had Fletcher Magee curling off the same kind of screen, Dan, that Hoover had made it.
Furman averages 9 steals a game. That's just the second the Paladins have recorded in this one. Lions in the paint, turn around. He lost Magee with that move, and he dropped it in.
Lions now in double digits with 11, and a quick 4-0 run for the Paladins has it back to a 10-point game. And here comes the crowd.
42-32. Terriers by that 10 spot. Here's Jackson. Lost Rafferty, misfired. Aluma with the offensive board. And now Magee from deep, yes.
Again, another offensive rebound leading to second chance points. The Terriers with 12 second chance points on 7, make it now 8 offensive rebounds.
Magee's hit 3 from out there. He's 29 now away from tying the NCAA record for most three-pointers in a career. He's got some time to do that with 2 regular season games, a Southern Conference tournament, and some other postseason to go. Look at that move by Hunter. Feed it to Gurley in the slam.
Nice pass, Furman's 5th assist. And that energizes the crowd a bit, and a nice job of sharing the basketball and cutting toward the basket. Now Furman needs to find and get some stops to follow up, Dan, these made buckets.
Murphy lost it, had to run it down. Here is another deep 3, that one's short. Rafferty, quick outlet to Lions. Lions 1-on-5. He's going to pull the trigger anyway. Yes!
He missed one of those in the first half. Big shot there by Jordan Lyons. Back to an 8-point game. That gets the crowd on their feet. Mike Young telling his team, hey, just calm down.
Suddenly a little bit of life here in Timmons Arena. Hoover, Jackson, and now Murphy. Dribbles away from the hedge. Back to Jackson. Rafferty having to play catch-up. And Jackson lays it in.
Jackson 12 points, Dan, 6 of 7 from the field. There used the hesitation on the other side of the rim to get a wide open look.
Hunter, and a foul.
Yeah, trip as Mounts was cutting toward the basket. Would have had an open look.
When Bob Ritchie was just about to get into James Smith for not calling the foul, but Ryan Christian did.
Now a little bit of blood on Rafferty's left arm.
See that about once a game.
Well, that shows the tenacity that he plays with. And then offensively, this is kind of how you saw Furman start the game. Had things rolling. I stayed here right here with the Terriers, and look, goes without saying, you got to have stops to go along with buckets to get back in this basketball game. But it's a Wofford team, Dan, veteran. They're not going to get rattled by a crowd like this. As you take a look there, what happened with Noah Gurley. Nice job sharing the basketball. Hunter drawing Aluma on the defense, and an easy bucket there as 2 defenders were on Alex Hunter.
You know, Furman, one of the things the Paladins are playing for today is a 3rd consecutive season of 23 wins. That's the most wins in school history. It'd be the first time that they've got those 23 wins in the regular season.
Of course, they tied the team record from the back in the 50s to the fastest to 20 wins. That was just in 25 games.
Here's Rafferty across the floor to Hunter for 3. Got it! With Murphy flying at him.
You knew the shots were going to start falling. Furman's 3rd from long range, down to a 7-point game.
Cut that 14-point deficit in half. Magee. Pull up, fade away, left it short. Lions the board.
That was great defense. Watch out.
He's going to pull the trigger again and missed everything that time. Bob Ritchie says that's okay. Goes out and gives his junior a high five as we've hit the media timeout. 15:57 to go. 7-point Wofford lead. Back to Timmons after this on ESPN.
Bojangles Pork Chop Griller Biscuit is back. A savory pork chop seasoned with a special dry rub with a little zip and a whole lot of flavor. Served hot on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Try Bojangles Pork Chop Griller Biscuit today. Hurry in. Pork Chop Griller. It's only available for a limited time. Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Why is Furman's Matt Rafferty perhaps the leading candidate for Southern Conference Player of the Year? Well, there you go. Graphically, you can see where he ranks in the Southern Conference in all of those categories.
Yeah, you can't find one that he's not into the top 5, and look, balanced. And Coach Ritchie saying he kind of was a leader by example in his first 3 years, and this year become a much more vocal leader on the court. And that has the Paladins where they are near the top of the league and fighting for postseason play.
There's Fletcher McGee, the reigning Southern Conference Player of the Year, feels like he's got something to say about that, I'm sure. Murphy down low to Pegram. He's got Rafferty on his hip. 6 to shoot. Jump hook, missed it short. Rebound Lions. Furman again looking to run.
Yeah, 3 straight stops defensively for the Paladins.
Lions spins on McGee. And now Hunter will back it out and reset it. Rafferty squaring up on Pegram with 10 to shoot. Puts it on the floor, takes him to the basket with the left hand. How about that?
How about that? All the way down from the 3-point arc, spun, and it's a 5-point game, 47-42.
Wofford led by 14 when Nathan Hoover hit a 3 to open the second half. There's a deflection on the pass from McGee. Lions knocks it into the student section.
Yeah, take another look. It was McGee trying to get it over to Storm Murphy in the corner. And a nice job by Lions, because Dan, if he doesn't get a hand on that, Murphy's got an open look.
Student section full to the rafters here. They reserved the first 2 rows of the student seats for the football players who are here in those seats every single game. It was spring game day for the Paladins. McGee's going to have to launch from half court and an air ball.
Tell you what, you hold your breath even with a shot like that,
you do.
knowing what Fletcher McGee can do, and the crowd very appreciative of another defensive stop. And then a basket here makes this a 1-possession game, and just 2 minutes ago it was a 14-point deficit for the Paladins.
Well, Wofford hasn't scored in the last 2:14, and Furman, remember when they hit only 1 shot in 10:53 of the first half? They've hit 5 of their last 6. And a hockey line change for the Terriers. 5 new players have checked in.
And Mike Bothwell as well going to get in for the Paladins. Bothwell played in that first half for the Paladins as Coach Ritchie trying to extend that rotation here going late in the season. He had some big minutes in the non-conference matchups this year as well.
Larson, Goodwin, Hollowell, Themelove, and Cam Jackson, the 5 out there for the Terriers. Lions curling at the top, penetrates, and his pass. Oh, and a foul called. I believe they got Lions after the pass.
Yeah, exactly what they're going to do is you take another look. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a flop. Let's see if we can't get another look at that, Dan, from this angle. And you'll see Larson almost was falling down before the contact. Here, take another look. Tougher to tell from that angle, easier on the earlier angle, but it's kind of falling down before it made contact. See if Furman can't keep it up defensively. It's been that's allowed him to crawl back in it.
Lob it down low to Jackson. And on the way up, foul. Did they get Gurley? They did. Second foul on Noah Gurley.
Be 2 shots coming up at the line for Cam Jackson. Just a 60% free throw shooter on the year.
He got that one to go. If his game has one chink in the armor, that's it. Otherwise, this young man has been a special player. Fletcher McGee gets most of the headlines.
Oh, yeah.
But Cam Jackson can flat wear you out.
Averaging over 7 rebounds, 14 points a game. And look, a nice compliment to Fletcher Magee when you can have that size load down low.
He's got 14 now. He hits them both. Pushes Wofford's lead back to 7 at 49-42. Lions. Theme Love a little too handsy.
We saw it in the first half, Dan. They're not wanting to give Lyons any space toward the top of the key with how quickly he can get his own shot off. Both teams now with just 2 team fouls in the first 6 minutes of this second half.
13:49 to go. Bothwell. And now Lyons, who just got away with a travel in the paint. Lobs it down low to Rafferty. That's an easy bank shot.
Nice pass. He drew 3 defenders. That left a wide open Matt Rafferty, who now has 12, make it 14 points.
Back to a 5-point Wofford lead.
Lyons and Rafferty both with 14. That's the lead for the Paladins.
Larson lobbing it down low. Rafferty deflects it, taken away by Bothwell. And he'll wait for traffic to clear. And now he'll attack. Pull up the floater, no good, and Jackson with the rebound.
Yeah, found a wide open lane. Furman now has to get back defensively and find the shooters.
Boy, Chavez Goodwin was open with position and they missed him. That 3 is no good, and there's a rebound by Bothwell. Lyons spins at the free throw line, got it.
16 now for Lyons, Dan. Just a 1-possession game now at 49-46, down from 14 earlier in the half.
And now it's not just the student section here coming to its feet at Timmons. They're starting to stand all over this building. Larson with the drive, Rafferty with the block. Here comes Andrew Brown. Weaving his way through traffic. Slauson the fake pass. His 3, no. Too strong, but batted all the way back out to Brown.
Yeah, Slauson almost hesitated there, nearly banked it in, but an offensive rebound will give the Paladins another chance. So the Terriers, no field goals in the last 4.5 minutes.
Can you imagine if that thing had banked in? Here's Lyons for the tie, too strong.
Almost banked that one in as well. This is where you got to buckle down back defensively, continue getting stops.
Under 12 media timeout coming at the next whistle. Theme Love. He'll try to end the drought, can't do it, and it goes out of bounds. Far into the Wofford bench, it'll be Furman ball after the media timeout. Furman has done it on both ends of the floor, including Matt Rafferty with the block. 49-46 Terriers. It was senior day here. 4 Paladin senior players. Senior manager Tyler Eckstein honored.
Yeah, you joked half of TR came out to see Andrew Brown there. How about the ovation Rafferty got before the game? Yeah, I don't think it's easy for these players to have that kind of moment and then go right into a game of this level. Furman started very, very well, so it didn't seem to affect them. And here in the second half, Dan, it's been the defense, which has been the theme that's come back 30%. And there's another special senior day.
Yeah, we have seniors all over the place, including Julia on our camera crew. And what they do on her special day, they stuck her all the way up at the top.
Tell you what, though, you can't go without thanking all the crew all this entire season and what a good job they've done. Caleb Furrow and his entire team helping us bring you the broadcast night in, night out.
This is our final ESPN3 and ESPN Plus broadcast of the season. We feel like we've got the best one in the conference, and it's largely due to the production folks. Here's Lyons, picks up his dribble, feeds Slauson underneath, and Slauson, what happened?
I think they're gonna get a foul going against Pegram, I think, on the push.
That's his third. Just for a second, I thought they were going to call Slauson for coming down out of bounds.
Yeah, let's take another look along the baseline. I think you're going to see him land in bounds, and you'll get the push there, I think, before we cut back in.
Furman still down 3 as Lyons dribbles to the right wing. Backing Theme Love down, and then Larson comes and takes it away from him.
Yeah, he faked one time, and then Larson came back over to take the steal. Nice job getting back.
Hollowell. Pegram, and now Theme Love. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Chavez Goodwin backs and spins and got the roll.
Yeah, Goodwin now for 4 points, just his second basket. And that stops the scoring drought for the Terriers, pushes the lead back to 5.
Wondered how long Mike Young was going to go with this group on the floor. The answer is until the next dead ball. Here's Gurley going right at Pegram, missed, got it back in traffic, and then was stripped by Larson.
So Larson comes up with the steal the last possession there, gets a strip, and Larson just a freshman, Dan, St. Paul, Minnesota native. As Hoover, Storm Murphy back in. There's Andrew Brown. Tell you what, Dan, no matter who gets rotated in, I don't feel like the level of play is dropping off. Both these teams able to go into the bench and not lose much.
51-46. Wofford led by 14 after the opening possession of this second half. Furman got it to within 3 and can do so again here. Brown. Hunter and swing it to Gurley on the far side of the floor, and in a takeaway.
Back-to-back turnovers there. Jackson got around Rafferty, and the Paladins turn it over. But both teams protecting the ball well, Dan. Turnovers each way, just 6 and 5.
Mounts guarding Hoover. And the ball was kicked. We'll reset the shot clock to 20.
Big couple possessions here. Furman had got it to 3. I think had 2 possessions where they could have cut into that further. The Terriers came up with some stops, and now another chance with the ball up 5 to push it back out.
Jackson backdoor pass to McGee. Nice look and a foul. And watch Matt Rafferty emphatically calling his teammates together under the basket as Aluma hit the shot, was fouled by Gurley.
I think you see Gurley reaching over to try to just knock the basketball away and got called for the touch foul. But that's some of that leadership you talk about, Matt Rafferty being more vocal this year, but a 5-0 response by the Terriers after Furman had cut it to 3.
And it's right back up to an 8-point Terrier lead at 54-46.
Furman scoreless for the last 3 minutes during this stretch.
Brown into trouble on the baseline, finds Rafferty for 3, and he got it.
Yeah, 1 of 2 now from long range. Big shot by the senior, back to a 5-point game.
Normally you would think it would be Rafferty assisting on a Brown 3. Inverted at that time, and now McGee tries to answer, and he does. That's a long 2 from Fletcher McGee.
17 points now, 7 of 13 from the field.
56-49. Gurley trying to force his way along the baseline, and Aluma, good job of beating him to the spot. Hunter taking McGee. Now finds Gurley for an open three. And he missed everything.
Yeah, good find. Just a bit too strong. Gurley now 0 of 3, Dan, from long range. Most have been pretty good looks.
McGee, he'll fire one of his shots that nobody else in this league will take, and nobody else's coach would let him take it, and he almost hit it.
That thing halfway down before popping out with a hand in his face.
Hunter from downtown. It's too strong. 56-49, 7-point lead for the Terriers, and Mike Young says slow it up.
Furman just 25% from long range, came in shooting above 36%. And Artie, though, points-wise, matching close to what we saw last time in Spartanburg.
Somebody lost to Luma. McGee found him, and that's a slam and a 9-point lead.
Terriers, after that scoring drought, have hit 4 of their last 5.
Rafferty squaring up on Jackson. Now he'll turn and back him down. Double team comes. Rafferty will throw it up anyway. Left it short, and McGee with the rebound, so Wofford can push the lead back to double digits. And now what? Noah Gurley just got called for a foul away from the basketball. That's 4 on him, and that gets us to the media timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
Place to relax. Unwind in a spacious guest room or suite. Enjoy the many free amenities the hotel has to offer. Exercise in the fitness room or enjoy a swim in the seasonal outdoor pool. Don't forget to take advantage of the free breakfast each morning before heading out to start your day. Call 864-834-5550 to book your room today at the Hampton Inn Greenville Travelers Rest.
From the opening kickoff to the final play, the Furman Paladins have a great game day tradition. Established in 1883, the Mast General Store knows a little bit about traditions too. Whether you need outfitting for a day in the kitchen, a trek along a trail, or a trip around the world, the Mast Store is your resource for game day and every day. Visit the Mast Store in downtown Greenville and online at maststore.com.
Well, this is a big game for a lot of reasons, but as we show you the bubble watch graphic here, whoever wins this game gets a quad 1 victory, which in the new net rankings, you want as many of those as you can get, Brian Lambert.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you don't exactly know how much emphasis the committee is going to put on the net, but it replaces what folks are familiar with, which is the RPI, and it's divided in those different quads you see there. It would be another quad 1 win for both these teams who've already recorded multiple. And look, when it comes to at-large, those seem to be what's considered gold if you think you understand how the committee is going to analyze teams. And it's not too often that you're able to pick one up in conference either way in the Southern Conference.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Wofford with a 9-point lead and the ball. Goodwin. Rafferty stripped it. Goodwin got it back. Hoover. Now Murphy with 9 to shoot. Down the lane, floater, high off the glass and scores.
Sophomore out of Wisconsin went over the defender, and just like that, the lead's back to 11. That was the halftime advantage at 39-28. Furman had cut it to 3.
Rafferty at the high post. He'll shoot the free throw line jump shot, and he got the roll.
19 now for Matt Rafferty, back into single digits at 9. Furman's got to follow up these makes with some stops. It was 4 or 5 stops in a row, Dan, when they were able to cut it to 3 after it was 14 early second half.
And again, except for the student section, the crowd has gone back onto its hands. Nearly a turnover, but Jackson able to corral it and then threw it away. So the Terriers do give it up. Jackson and Goodwin out. Pegram and Aluma back in for Mike Young's team.
Yeah, ball slippery, kind of like it had some tzatziki oil or something like that on it, and threw it away. The Terriers have taken care of the basketball pretty well. That's the 7th turnover. Dan Furman just with 5 turnovers, and look, it hasn't been a game where, Dan, I think either team has played bad at times. The offense has been tough to come by. I think that's just become the quality of the defense, but Furman needs to get another one of those 3 or 4 minute stretches with stops and scores, and it'll be right back to a 1-possession game.
Lions some Mounts in the corner. Mounts gets it right back, and as they try to go down to Rafferty, Hoover with the kick save, and then will reset the shot clock to 20. 6:24 to go, still a lot of time, but we have seen both of these teams go into periods where they're extremely hot and then get almost just as cold.
Both teams with 3 timeouts. And regardless of what happens, Asheville between this league is going to be a heck of a 3 days.
You're not kidding. Rafferty taking Pegram. Goes to the other side. Pegram with the block. Rafferty got it back. Lions with 2. Lions with 1. And he's not going to get it off in time. Jordan Lyons lost track of the shot clock. Rafferty pleading his case for a foul, as is Bob Ritchie, and he's getting no justification. So again, Wofford can push it back to double digits with a basket. McGee finds a cutting Aluma, and Slauson whistled for the foul.
It's going to be the 3rd personal on the Paladin freshman. They'll get Noah Gurley back up off the bench. Take another look. Aluma cutting toward the basket, and contact down low. Aluma can go into double digits. He has 9 points, a perfect 4-4 from the field.
And what Slauson didn't do was jump straight up. His momentum was going forward as he jumped. If he goes straight up and the contact comes, that's okay. Noah Gurley with the 4 fouls checks back in. Now Aluma, after missing his first free throw, has hit his last 2. Trying to push the Terrier lead back to 11. And he does.
Terriers 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Furman 7 of 10. It's about the time you want to see the Paladins make a couple shots, get the crowd back into it for a push here, approaching 5.5 to go.
Lions, Rafferty gets it right back from him. Now Rafferty fakes the handoff, takes it to the basket, and Pegram picks up foul number 4, and Matt Rafferty to the line.
Take another look. Yeah, fakes the handoff there. That made Pegram hesitate, and contact from behind.
Took that right out of the Wofford playbook and what they do a lot of times with Cam Jackson. Put Jackson at the high post, and he can either hand off or fake the handoff. We have seen him fake that handoff and get more than his share of dunks over his career.
Coach Ritchie and staff having a conversation with Sidney Cohen about kind of the pushing of the body down low on some of those Rafferty and Cam Jackson battles. You're going to have a brief stoppage of play, some blood on the back of Matt Rafferty's jersey. I'll get trainer Justin Gaines up and at him.
Rafferty's elbow again.
Yeah, I think they're saying it came off the elbow of Cameron Jackson, and they had to get him bandaged up. And that kind of maybe echoes the point of what Coach Ritchie and staff were saying of the battle from behind. And tell you what, these last 7 days of the regular season, both these teams will visit Birmingham and Chattanooga and then convene in Asheville. Look, 3 games in 3 days, even the quarterfinal matchup's going to be tough. It's not just going to be, can you compete for 40 minutes? It's going to be, how do you bounce back and play these kind of games 3 days in a row?
Rafferty got them both. By the way, well, we've got a timeout. So that'll be the first coaches called timeout, so they'll take a break. 62-53 Wofford, 5:29 to go. We'll see how it wraps up when we come back. Well, here's a look at Wofford's upcoming schedule. Thursday at Chattanooga, Saturday at Samford, then the Southern Conference Tournament. And then I bet if you flip over to Furman,
similar,
you're going to see something that looked almost exactly the same. At Samford, at Chattanooga, and then the tournament.
Tough, such a good venue up there, too. The U.S. Cellular Center.
Yep.
And downtown Asheville draws great fan bases from every school. A fun 3 days. Here's that motion offense for the Terriers trying to get it on the block.
Jackson with the fall away. Aluva misses and had his shot blocked by the underside of the rim. Can Furman capitalize? Here's Lyons. The hesitation, but Hoover did a good job of cutting him off. Lyons, though, spins. Boy, he got everything going his way, and he couldn't finish.
Yeah, almost tickled the twine there before falling out. That would have cut it to a 7-point game. Nonetheless, still a 9, just a 3-possession game, Dan. Plenty of time.
Hoover checked by Lyons, right wing. Now Murphy. Jackson. Hoover wide open 3, could not connect.
Total rebounds now 31-27. Every one is a battle down low. They're the tap to keep it alive before Furman secured.
Down low to Rafferty. Goes at Jackson and scores.
And again, fights through contact. Officials saying hands were straight up, but still down to a 7-point game as Wofford's without a field goal for the last 3:15.
Now outcome still hanging in the balance, but the Furman fans are getting a great look at Matt Rafferty's final game here at Timmons, and then Fletcher McGee goes and does something like that in his final game at Timmons as a visiting player.
Yeah, 20 points now for McGee. He's above 50% from the field. Nice pass.
Rafferty with the double clutch, and he'll head to the line. We go to the media timeout, the final one with 3:44 to go. Furman down 10, 65-55. Back to Timmons in just a moment. 3:44 to go. Wofford leading it by 10, 65-55. Furman will be at the free throw line in the person of Matt Rafferty, who in his final game here at Timmons Arena, leading all scorers with 23 points on 9 of 16 shooting, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, has at least 1 steal, and has played 34 minutes.
Yeah, that's what this crowd has come to expect in Matt Rafferty, and he'll go to the line here to try to cut it back to an 8-point game.
Got the bounce on the first one.
He's 5 of 7 from the line here this afternoon.
Andrew Brown up off the bench. He'll check in for Noah Gurley. Rafferty to try to cut it to an 8-point deficit, and he misses. McGee runs down the rebound. Fletcher McGee leads Wofford with 20 points.
And if you're the Terriers, you'll see if they keep running their normal offense, want to use a little bit of clock. Looks like they want to attack with Jackson.
And Jackson ended up bullying Rafferty to the deck along the baseline and getting the easy layup. 11-point lead.
Yeah, it's right where we started this half. It was a 39-28 halftime lead for the Terriers. Been balanced ever since.
Lions tried to dribble through too much traffic, lost the ball.
Coach Ritchie telling his team, keep playing. You got to start coming up with back-to-back stops. See Rafferty working on Jackson down low, will get whistled.
It's just the first foul on Matt Rafferty, team 6. So the Terriers will inbound with a 20-second shot clock and 2:57 to go in the game. Wofford looking for its 15th consecutive win.
Against tough competition night in, night out, and when they go on the road, teams circle them coming in on the calendar for the win streak they're doing. And look, if Wofford does not win the Southern Conference tournament, I don't see how they're not deserving of an at-large bid with performances they're able to continuously have.
Hoover finds Murphy in traffic along the baseline, and Rafferty strips it away with 9 on the shot clock.
Wofford as a team, 47%. Furman, 45%. The Terriers with 10 more field goal attempts, largely thanks to offensive rebounds.
McGee falling nearly into the stands. Could not connect. Here comes Lions.
5 on 4 with Jackson falling down.
Mounts for 3 out of the corner. Yes! Timeout, Furman. First points of the second half for Clay Mounts.
Yeah, and that was a 5-on-4 break, as we mentioned, with Jackson down. Take another look at it. Lions with the assist. Clay Mounts, the kind of that cowabunga type 3 that keeps the energy alive. And Dan, we talk about the net ranking. What's confusing is you don't know how the committee is really going to use it, being the first year, and that's kind of the unknown with where these teams sit. Is it just one of multiple factors they'll analyze? But is it the key factor? Is it the secondary? And that's what's unknown right now.
Well, my opinion is if they went through the trouble of creating this thing and going to use it in place of the RPI and the Sagarin ratings and some of the other things, then it should carry quite a bit of weight.
Yeah, because the whole idea was it was a more fair system than the RPI, which was picked apart. So we shall see. The Southern Conference, I think 4 teams in the top 66 to 70 in the net rankings. Here's some full court pressure for the first time.
Hoover will get it across midcourt. Wofford by 8. Bob Ritchie wanting pressure. Murphy with 10. Now Jackson, McGee, 4-3, just a killer, an absolute killer.
Late in the shot clock, it was 4 to shoot. McGee curled off a screen. He now has 23 points, a timeout by Mike Young. And tell you what, not bad defense there. You see curling off the screen set by Cam Jackson. Rafferty was charging out. Those are the dagger type threes late in the shot clock when you're trying to get stops.
He's got 23 points, 5 of 12 from three-point line. And the lead back to 11 with 2:05 to go.
Wofford as a team 9 of 29 from long range. Furman 5 of 17. Both teams just 7 turnovers, Dan, but you mentioned it during the last break. Points off turnovers, a big discrepancy. 11 to 2 off both 7 turnovers.
And the second chance points 12 to 2, although that's not been as much of an issue in the second half as it was in the first half when Wofford was getting offensive rebounds with regularity. Paladins now battling the Terriers and time. Lions. Brown. Hunter along the baseline, feeds Mounts. He'll try another one, and he got that one.
Mounts has 12 points now, back-to-back three-pointers for Clay Mounts, back to an 8-point game, but just 95 seconds remaining.
Murphy ahead to Hoover, who gets it across the timeline. And there's McGee again. That one will not fall.
And still 17 seconds. We're on the shot clock.
Brown feeding Rafferty. He couldn't finish. Contact, no call. 104, 103. Murphy and Hunter flashing in front of Aluma with the steal. .7 seconds to go. And on the inbounds, a foul on Clay Mounts.
Going to be the 17th foul, so a 1-and-1 here for the Terriers, under a minute to play. And still got to keep playing if you're the Paladins. A couple missed front ends of 1-and-1s and quick baskets the other way. You'll be right in this thing.
Jackson 2 of 2 from the line, but 61% on the year, and he is a perfect 3 out of 3.
Yeah, 17 points, and a big shot he had, Dan, late in the first half, hand in his face, long 2-point jumper. That put it to an 11-point halftime lead.
And this would make it a 10-point game again, and it does. 72-62. Furman needs a miracle of biblical proportions here. 53 seconds, down 10. Hunter to Mounts. Mounts will try to dish to Rafferty.
And
the ball was tipped. It'll stay with Furman.
They can go to the monitor if they're a lack. I don't think a need here, as James Smith was emphatic on the call. We'll stay with 17 on the shot clock. And now they will go to the monitor.
Now James Smith and Ryan Christian are going to talk for a moment.
They said, look, Cam Jackson, I think, admitted to saying he touched it.
And Mike Young said, I don't care. He wanted him to look at it anyway. Get it into Mounts. 3 blocked. Hunter. And a foul on the rebound. Be on Fletcher McGee.
And that's just the first foul on Fletcher McGee in the second half. He had 2 in the first half, been playing with them ever since.
And it's only the 6th team foul, so no shooting for the Paladins. And that ball thrown away. And Bob Ritchie says no fouls, and that is going to be the end of this one. Wofford is going to come into Timmons Arena. And for the first time in 4 years, the home team not winning in this rivalry. The Terriers are going to win it. It'll be 15 consecutive wins. They will go 16-0 in the league.
I think you might see Matt Rafferty and these seniors check out one last time.
And Noah Gurley and Bothwell coming in for Rafferty and Andrew Brown. Now this loss will drop Furman solidly into 4th place in the league, a game behind ETSU.
Look,
with 2 games remaining.
A lot of seeding implications, 2 through 4. And look, credit the Terriers. They came in, they answered, they responded. Furman had cut it to 3 in the second half with them chances. Wofford got some big stops. Dan was able to push it back up. And look, these two teams might meet again here in a couple weeks up in Asheville.
Noah Gurley's slam means that Wofford's winning margin will be 8, 72-64. The final. Terriers win it. Now 24-4 on the season, 16-0 in the league. Furman 22-6, 11-5 in the league. Bryant, final thought.
Look, it was a game that was built up big. Each team traded blows. It was the consistency of 40 minutes for the Terriers that were able to come away with this 8-point win. Furman had chances in the second half, and look, congratulations to Wofford. They solidified while they're at the top of the league.
So that will do it for Bryant Lambert. I'm Dan Scott saying so long from Timmons Arena, where the final score, Wofford wins at 72-64. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. All right.